Good day, everyone. Dr. Amelia Fraser here. Before you take another bite of that sausage roll or pour yourself that third glass of beer tonight, I need to tell you something that might just save your prostate. In my 15 years working with Kiwi blokes at clinics across Auckland and Wellington, I've seen too many men ignore the warning signs until it's too late. Just last month, a 58-year-old patient came to me. Lovely bloke, former rugby player, struggling with constant bathroom trips at night. After we looked at his diet, turns out he was unknowingly eating the worst possible foods for his prostate every single day. Within 3 months of changing what he ate, his PSA levels dropped from 8.2 to 4.1, and he's finally sleeping through the night again. So today, I'm going to share the 5 foods that are absolutely wrecking your prostate health, and then I'll give you 5 brilliant alternatives that'll keep everything working as it should. Stick with me till the end, because number 1 on the danger list is something most Kiwi blokes eat at least twice a week. Right, let's get stuck into this. Your prostate might be small, about the size of a walnut, sitting just below your bladder, but when it's not happy, it can make your life absolutely miserable. We're talking frequent trips to the loo, difficulty getting the flow started, that annoying feeling you haven't quite finished, and waking up 3 or 4 times a night. I see this every single day in my practice, and here's the thing. What you're putting on your plate has a massive impact on whether your prostate stays healthy or starts giving you grief. Number 5 on our danger list is processed meats. Now I know this might sting a bit because we Kiwis love our sausages, bacon, salami, and those meat pies from the servo. But here's the hard truth. These processed meats are loaded with nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that give them their colour and extend shelf life. When these compounds hit your digestive system, they can convert into substances called nitrosamines, which are linked to inflammation and cellular damage. Studies have shown that men who regularly consume processed meats have a significantly higher risk of prostate issues, including aggressive forms of prostate cancer. There's also the sodium issue. Processed meats are absolutely packed with salt, which can lead to fluid retention and increased blood pressure. This affects your whole circulatory system, including blood flow to the prostate. Plus, during processing, these meats often accumulate harmful compounds from smoking or curing methods. The saturated fat content is usually sky high too, which we'll talk more about in a moment. Now, I'm not saying you can never have a sausage sizzle at Bunnings ever again. I'm not a monster. But here's what I tell my patients. Limit processed meats to once a fortnight maximum. When you do have them, choose better quality options. Look for nitrate-free bacon or sausages from your local butcher. Better yet, swap them for fresh, unprocessed meats. Grill up some chicken thighs, cook a nice piece of fish, or try marinated lamb. Your prostate will thank you, and honestly, fresh meat tastes better anyway. Number 4 is excessive dairy consumption. I know. We're a dairy nation, and milk has been pushed as essential for strong bones since we were kids. But here's what they didn't tell us. Too much dairy, especially full-fat dairy, can be problematic for your prostate. Cow's milk naturally contains a growth hormone called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. When you're consuming dairy multiple times a day, milk in your morning coffee, cheese on your lunch sandwich, yogurt for afternoon tea, cream in your dinner, you're potentially raising your IGF-1 levels. High levels of this hormone have been associated with increased prostate cancer risk in several studies. Then there's the hormone content. Dairy naturally contains estrogen and progesterone. because it comes from female cows. Now, these hormones are fine in small amounts, but when you're having dairy products 3 or 4 times daily, it can disrupt your body's delicate hormonal balance. This imbalance can contribute to prostate inflammation or abnormal cell growth, especially if you've got a family history of prostate problems. There's also casein, the protein in milk, which can trigger inflammatory responses in some people. If you're experiencing pressure in your bladder, difficulty urinating, or getting up multiple times at night, your body might be telling you something's not right. So what's the solution? I'm not saying cut out dairy completely. That's unrealistic for most blokes. But try reducing your intake.
Swap regular milk for plant-based alternatives like oat milk, almond milk, or coconut milk. They're everywhere now, even at your local New World or Countdown. Try coconut yogurt or soy yogurt instead of regular. If you love cheese, go for smaller portions of less processed varieties like cottage cheese or feta, and maybe have it 3 times a week instead of daily. Small changes, big difference. Number 3 is foods high in saturated fats. Who doesn't love a good feed fish and chips or a juicy burger with the lot? Unfortunately, fried foods, fast food and fatty cuts of meat are loaded with saturated fats that can wreak havoc on your prostate. First up, these foods promote chronic inflammation throughout your body. We know now that ongoing inflammation is a major risk factor for all sorts of prostate problems, whether it's benign prostatic hyperplasia or something more serious. An inflammatory environment makes your prostate more vulnerable. Secondly, saturated fats negatively impact your circulation by contributing to plaque buildup in your arteries. Reduced blood flow means your prostate cells aren't getting the oxygen and nutrients they need, creating conditions for dysfunction and disease. There's also the hormonal angle. Some research suggests high saturated fat consumption can increase free testosterone levels. Now, testosterone is important for men's health, but too much of it, especially in an unbalanced environment, can promote abnormal prostate growth. If you're already at higher risk for prostate issues, that extra free testosterone is like petrol on a smouldering fire. Look, I'm not asking you to give up takeaways forever, but try cutting back on the greasy stuff. Instead of that deep-fried chicken burger, go for grilled chicken. Swap fatty cuts of beef or pork for leaner options. And here's the key. Replace those unhealthy fats with good fats.
Avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fish, rich in omega-3s like salmon or trevally. These changes can make a huge difference in maintaining a stable hormonal environment and preventing inflammation. 2 critical factors in protecting your prostate. Number 2 is excessive alcohol. Now, I enjoy a good Central Otago Pinot Noir or a cold Spites as much as the next person, and I'm not here to ruin your enjoyment. In moderation, the occasional drink isn't necessarily harmful, but excessive alcohol consumption, and I see this a lot in my practice, can be a real danger to your prostate health. Here's why. Alcohol messes with your hormones. It can increase estrogen levels in men, while simultaneously lowering testosterone. That's an unbalanced combination that can worsen prostate problems. Alcohol also irritates your urinary tract, including your bladder and prostate. If you're experiencing frequent urges to urinate at night, difficulty starting your stream, or that frustrating sensation that you haven't completely emptied your bladder, your evening drinks might be partly to blame. Then there's dehydration. Alcohol is a diuretic, which means it makes you lose fluids. When you're dehydrated, your urine becomes more concentrated, and the extra acidity can irritate your bladder and prostate. Over time, this irritation can lead to chronic inflammation and even infections. So what's the answer? Moderation, mate. If you're at a barbecue or watching the rugby, try alternating between alcoholic drinks and water. Seriously, 1 beer, 1 glass of water, repeat. Cutting back doesn't mean giving up enjoyment. It means making smarter choices to protect your prostate. If you do fancy a drink, red wine in moderation might be slightly better than other options because it contains antioxidants that can have protective effects. But remember, no amount of antioxidants can compensate for heavy, regular drinking. Keep it sensible, and your prostate will be much happier. And now, number 1, the silent destroyer of prostate health: refined sugar and simple carbohydrates. This is the big one, folks. Think about white bread, sugary soft drinks, biscuits, chocolate bars, those tempting donuts in the office tea room. These foods spike your blood sugar rapidly, triggering a surge of insulin. Chronically elevated insulin levels lead to system-wide inflammation, which is the last thing you need if you're trying to keep your prostate healthy. Excess sugar also contributes to weight gain, particularly around your belly. That extra abdominal fat doesn't just sit there looking unsightly, it actively disrupts your hormone levels. Often, it increases estrogen while suppressing testosterone. If you've noticed increased urinary frequency or discomfort in your pelvic region, this hormonal shift could be the culprit.
Simple carbohydrates give you quick energy bursts, but once those highs fade, you're hungry again and probably craving another sweet hit. This cycle promotes insulin resistance, which some studies have linked to accelerated prostate cell growth and potentially higher cancer risk. The fix? Replace refined options with complex carbohydrates. Go for brown rice, quinoa, porridge, or proper whole grain bread. The sort you get from a good bakery, not that soft white stuff. These foods digest more slowly, preventing blood sugar spikes and crashes. If you've got a sweet tooth, stick with low glycemic fruits like berries, apples and pears. They'll give you natural sweetness, plus vitamins, antioxidants, and fibre that help your body fight inflammation instead of promoting it. Right, now that we've covered the danger foods, let's flip things around and talk about what you should be eating. These 5 foods are absolute champions for prostate health. Number 5 is tomatoes. Tomatoes are one of your prostate's best mates, thanks to a powerful antioxidant called lycopene. Research shows that men who regularly eat tomatoes have a lower risk of prostate cancer and slower progression of prostate enlargement. Lycopene works by fighting oxidative stress, a damaging process that accelerates cell aging and promotes abnormal growth. Here's a tip. Lycopene is more bioavailable when tomatoes are cooked, so while fresh tomatoes in your salad are great, you'll get even more benefit from roasted tomatoes, tomato soup, or homemade pasta sauce. If you're not keen on cooked tomatoes, chuck them in a stew, mix them into your bolognese, or blend them into a vegetable juice. Besides lycopene, tomatoes pack vitamin C and potassium. These nutrients reduce inflammation and balance electrolytes in your body. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure and promotes proper muscle function, including the muscles involved in bladder control. Vitamin C strengthens your immune system and helps your body fight off infections or inflammation in the prostate area. Number 4 is broccoli and cruciferous vegetables. Next up are cruciferous veggies like broccoli, kale, cauliflower and cabbage.
This green stuff contains a natural compound called sulforaphane, known for its potential to reduce inflammation and lower prostate cancer risk. Sulforaphane helps your liver detoxify harmful substances that, if they accumulate, can trigger chronic inflammation or alter cells in ways that increase cancer risk. Another benefit: cruciferous vegetables help balance your hormones. Excess estrogen in men, often caused by poor diet and lack of exercise, can promote prostate enlargement. Compounds found in broccoli and similar veggies promote a healthier testosterone to estrogen ratio. They're also high in fibre, which aids digestion and prevents constipation. Less straining means less pressure on your pelvic area, which can help if you're experiencing discomfort. If you're not a fan of plain steamed broccoli, and let's be honest, who is? Try a stir fry with garlic, olive oil, and a pinch of chili flakes. Or roast cauliflower florets in the oven with salt, pepper, and a bit of turmeric for a tasty, prostate-friendly side dish. Your taste buds and your prostate will appreciate the variety. Number 3 is pumpkin seeds. These little legends pack a serious punch for prostate health. They're rich in zinc, a mineral crucial for hormone regulation and maintaining a healthy prostate. Low zinc levels can increase your risk of benign prostatic hyperplasia, which often shows up as frequent urination or difficulty emptying your bladder completely. Pumpkin seeds also contain phytosterols, natural compounds that can reduce the conversion of testosterone to DHT, dihydrotestosterone. DHT is strongly linked to prostate enlargement, so by lowering DHT levels, you can reduce the severity of BPH symptoms or prevent them altogether. Plus, pumpkin seeds have healthy fats including omega-3s, so you're getting a snack that promotes better circulation and reduces inflammation throughout your body. How do you eat them? Easy. Sprinkle them over your salad, stir them into your morning porridge, blend them into smoothies, or just grab a handful as a snack. Just make sure you're choosing unsalted or lightly salted varieties to keep your sodium intake in check. Number 2 is green tea. If you're still drinking 4 cups of instant coffee a day, consider switching at least 1 or 2 to green tea. Green tea is loaded with catechins, particularly EGCG, which are powerful antioxidants. Studies suggest these compounds may slow the growth of prostate cancer cells and reduce inflammation. Green tea also supports healthy hormone metabolism and helps maintain better insulin sensitivity, which reduces inflammation risk. Unlike coffee, green tea gives you a gentler caffeine boost without the jitters, and it's incredibly hydrating. Try having a cup in the morning and another in the afternoon. If you're not used to the taste, start with a lighter variety or add a touch of honey. Within a few weeks, you might find you actually prefer it. And honestly, swapping 2 coffees for green tea is one of the easiest changes you can make for your prostate. Number 1 is fatty fish rich in omega-3s, salmon, mackerel, sardines, trevally. These fish are absolute superstars for prostate health. Omega-3 fatty acids have powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Since inflammation is a major driver of prostate problems, regularly eating fatty fish can significantly reduce your risk. Omega-3s also support cardiovascular health, improving blood flow to all your organs, including your prostate. Better circulation means better nutrient delivery and waste removal. Research has shown that men who eat fatty fish at least twice a week have lower rates of aggressive prostate cancer compared to those who rarely eat fish. The healthy fats in these fish also support hormone balance
and may help regulate cell growth in the prostate. Try to get 2 or 3 servings of fatty fish per week. Grill it, bake it, or pan fry it with a bit of lemon and herbs. It's delicious, nutritious, and your prostate will absolutely love you for it. So there you have it, folks. 5 foods to avoid or limit: processed meats, excessive dairy, high saturated fats, too much alcohol, and refined sugars. And 5 foods to embrace: tomatoes, cruciferous vegetables, pumpkin seeds, green tea, and fatty fish. Look, I know changing your diet isn't easy, especially when you've been eating a certain way for decades, but I promise you, these small adjustments can make an enormous difference.
The patient I mentioned at the start, the former rugby player, he didn't overhaul his entire life overnight. He just started making smarter choices, one meal at a time. Less processed meat, more fish. Swapped his daily cheese for a bit of avocado. Cut back on the beers and added green tea. 3 months later, he's sleeping better. His PSA levels are down, and he feels 20 years younger. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I put out new videos every week on men's health topics that actually matter. And if you've got questions or want me to cover something specific, chuck a comment below. I read every single one. Next week, I'm going to share 5 simple exercises you can do in just 10 minutes a day to support prostate health and improve your overall well-being. You won't want to miss it. Cheers, and take care of yourselves out there.